My name is Susan Willman, and I'm the Director of the Office of Accessibility and Disability Services, otherwise known as ADS. Let me give you a brief overview of our office, including what we do and the students that we serve. The Office of Accessibility and Disability Services is located in the Administration Building on the corner of York Road and Cross Campus Drive. The office is staffed with 11 ADS specialists from various professional backgrounds. We provide accommodations and services to students with disabilities registered with our office in order to ensure they're provided with equal access to Towson University's courses, programs, and activities. Our office includes a large, well-equipped testing center that facilitates testing accommodations for students and faculty. We currently have about 2,000 students registered with us. This is approximately 9% of TU's total student population. We serve both undergraduate and graduate students who have disabilities involving learning, attention, mobility, vision, hearing, chronic health conditions, and mental health. Our students' top 5 majors are listed on the bottom of the slide, and number 1 is business administration. In higher education, reasonable accommodations are modifications or adjustments that enable a student with a disability to have access to the university's programs, courses, and activities. All students are responsible for meeting essential course and program standards. For students with disabilities, the purpose of an accommodation is to assist them in doing that. ADS offers many accommodations and services, some of which you can see on the slide. In addition to the academic accommodations listed there, we provide campus access accommodations, such as paratransit services, and housing accommodations that are needed for students to have equal access to our residence halls. We offer accommodations for internships as well. Some of the other services we provide includes assisting students with the transition from high school or community college as they start at Towson, helping students advocate with their professors, providing short-term help with organization and time management, and making referrals to other resources on and off campus. Now let me turn this over to Julie to tell you how you can get started with ADS.
The first thing you need to know to get started with ADS is to go to our website,
towson.edu/ADS. Click on Getting Started with ADS. Then click on the link to the application and complete it online. When you click Submit at the end, it will automatically go to the ADS mail drop. If you have current documentation of your disability, you can send it to tuads@towson.edu. or fax it to 410-704-4247. An ADS specialist will contact you to schedule a meeting for a personal interview to discuss your disability, reasonable accommodations, and support services once we have your application and documentation. Do you have questions about what type of documentation to submit? Jen is going to share more detailed information about documentation.
We often get a lot of questions regarding what kind of documentation you should be submitting during your application process.
In general, we encourage everyone to submit whatever documentation they have. Doing so will allow us to review it and then specifically tell you if it meets the documentation requirements or not, and then give you specific feedback about what we will need to move forward. More specifically, documentation requirements varies by disability. Mental health and ADHD disabilities needs to come from a licensed mental health professional and should be dated within the past 6 months. Medical disability documentation should also be within the past 6 months and should be completed by a licensed medical provider who specializes in that disability. We do provide disability verification forms for both medical disabilities and mental health disabilities, including ADHD, that your provider can fill out. While it is not required that your provider only use this form, it does provide guidance as to what kind of information we need. These forms can be found on our website. On the right-hand side, in the yellow box, you will want to choose Forms. From there, you will see a section called For Medical and Mental Health Providers. Each of these forms is linked there to either share with your provider directly or printing it and bringing it to your next appointment. For learning disabilities, we will need a copy of the evaluation which diagnoses the learning disability, and that should be dated within the past 3 to 5 years. Documents such as 504s, IEPs, or accommodation memos from previous schools will not be sufficient documentation on their own, but can be included to establish a history of accommodations. While these may be sent to us to review, more comprehensive documentation will be required, such as the initial assessment or evaluative information used to determine the need for the 504 plan or IEP. Please remember, we are here to help you navigate this process. Please reach out to us with questions, and remember, submit what you have and let us give you feedback. Once we have your application and documentation, a specialist will reach out to you to schedule an intake meeting. Here is Kelly to tell you more about that.
As we transition back to campus, we will be conducting intake meetings both virtually and in person. Here's what you can expect. First, make sure you're checking your TU email. That is how your ADS specialist will contact you. Once we identify a date and time, we will send you a link to join a video meeting, or we will send you instructions about coming into the office. This initial intake meeting will take approximately 1 hour and will give you and your specialist a chance to get to know each other. We will discuss your disability and historically the impact it has had on you and your education, types of support you have received in the past, and accommodations you are currently requesting. For all the parents tuning in, you're more than welcome to join the intake meeting if your student is comfortable with that. However, we do look to the student to take the lead in expressing their needs and experiences. Know that while we are establishing accommodations during this initial meeting, they can be updated and changed throughout your time at TU. Different classes may require different accommodations, so it is important that you communicate regularly with your professors and ADS specialist. Next up, we have Amy and Meredith to tell you a little more about our testing center and assistive technology.
We have a testing center within the Accessibility and Disability Services office located in the administration building to help ensure that you have access to your testing accommodations.
The testing center is for ADS students who are approved for testing accommodations. Testing accommodations such as extended time are approved for both face-to-face and online courses. Inside the testing center, you will find that we provide a reduced distraction environment and are organized into cubicles. Each cubicle has a desk and computer. We have earplugs, noise canceling, headphones, and white noise machines.
AT is an accommodation available to registered students who are approved for it. You will have a conversation with your specialist during your intake meeting about your needs. Within the testing center, we have a variety of AT available. We offer Kurzweil, which is a software that reads text out loud, and Dragon, which is a speech-to-text software. We also offer various low vision and blind technologies, such as a screen reader JAWS, a screen magnifier ZoomText, and CCTVs for print materials. In addition to the AT available in the testing center, we offer 2 main types of AT. For note-taking, we loan SmartPens and SonusSense Audio Note Taker. These technologies allow students to audio record their lectures, giving them the ability to listen to it after class. Students may also request textbooks in an alternative format. To do so, we use Kurzweil. Kurzweil is software that will read your textbooks out loud. Low vision and blind students may request their text in other digital formats, such as Microsoft Word and Adobe PDF.
Thank you for attending this information session on the Office of Accessibility and Disability Services. We hope you learned a lot about our office. Still have questions? You can visit our website at towson.edu/ADS. You can email us at tuads@towson.edu or give us a call at 410-704-2638. Welcome to Towson!